Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's going on YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P back again for another video. Now as always folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. Alright folks, we are back once again. And today we have a bunch of different things going on within our guess YouTube / streamer community / everybody else on the outside. So first we're going to start with this whole I guess Dub and Britney situation that's been going on for some time now. And as I'm sure you guys have seen, Britney did speak on the situation with her and Dub about what's going on as far as, you know, the money that he pays a month, $2,000, about the Range Rover that she drives, about the Sierra Canyon school that Dub wants Woo-Wop to go to, but she doesn't want to. And of course she's no longer moving to Atlanta because out here California doesn't allow one parent to take a child to a different state without that other parent's permission, you know. So hopefully, you know, those guys, they work things out. We know that Dub has moved on, you know, of course with Aaliyah, and he's just trying to, you know, start a brand new life with her and keep, you know, co-parent with Britney with the kid situation. But of course there's gonna always be some sort of drama. You know, it's just what it is. It's not just necessarily their situation. It's a lot of people's situation. A lot of people go through the courts, and you know, a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on. I just saw a video recently that was showing like a court. I guess it was a child support court, and it was packed, and it was all sorts of people. It wasn't just like African American people. It was white people. It was Asian people. It was Latino people. Everybody was up in there. So it's just, you know, everybody goes through what they go through when they go through that type of situation, dealing with, like I said, child support and kids and, you know, anything of that nature. It's just what it is. So, like I said, I hope they can really work things out. You know, being that Woo-Wop, I think, is 9 years old now, at least he's not 2 years old. You know, at least they kind of like in the middle of him being 18 years old. You know what I mean? Versus starting from the beginning. So think about if Woo-Wop was like 1 or 2 right now and they were going through this. It's a long road, man. Long road to be wrestling with another parent about a child. So, you know, you got 9 more years, Dub. And, you know, Woo-Wop will be driving with age 16, 17, I think, somewhere up in there, if they haven't changed it since back in the day. Yes, I hope you guys work that out. Now we are going to move on to, and also, I'm going to speak on this situation about, of course, as a lot of you know that have been following Dub and DDG and, you know, the whole gang, right? We know that, you know, Damo and Lexi haven't been in a lot of the videos lately, and, you know, there is an issue going on, you know, between him and Dub allegedly. And, you know, just about, you know, it started with this whole hit-a-thon. So I did, you know, talk to Wizard Kelly, which is a good mutual friend of everybody. You know, you see him in a lot of videos with DDG, you see him in a lot of videos with Dub and everybody else, you know, Baby Rich, he's always around. And I just told him, I was like, man, is it a way that you think that we can get, you know, peace in there, you know, between, because, you know, I'm cool with Damo, and I just want everybody to kind of go back to how it was. It shouldn't be like this, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be no drama, it shouldn't be no beef, it shouldn't be nothing. And he just told me, he was like, man, you know, that's, you know, I ain't got really nothing to do with that situation. He was like, there's nothing really he can do. You know, he probably already tried to talk to Doug, like, man, you know, it ain't really that serious. Probably tried to talk to Damo, like, yo, man, it's all good. Like, really ain't that serious, you know. But apparently, I guess it is that serious. So he pretty much told me it's nothing he could really do. I guess maybe he already went down that road before with Dub, and he just left it in Dub's hand, and Dub just feeling whatever it is, it's just what it is, you know. Yeah, so, but I did try. I did reach out to try to, you know, see what we could do to kind of mend things, you know, get things back to how it was. Because like I say, I've seen before like we say, Dub moved and stuff like that, Dub always used to be around. Like I used to see Dub everywhere, because he was always around where everybody else pretty much stayed at. So I always see Dub. I see, like I see TT in the grocery store. Like I see everybody. You know what I'm saying? I see Chino, him and Valentine. Just see everybody. But now that everybody's moved on in different places, like I say, DDG moved to a certain place, Dub moved way away, like an hour or 40 minutes away or something like that from the areas and stuff. Just is what it is now. Just trying to get things back to where it used to be. But moving on, we are going to talk about now DDG and Halle. Of course, we know that DDG is in New York today. He was on I think with Angela Yee all the way up. I think he's still there. I think he's hosting for the whole day or something like that. So if you're in New York, tune into the radio station out there that hosts the Breakfast Club and everything else. That Power 105, I think that's the radio station out there. Halle's there, I guess, still working on the movie. So Halle's been in New York for a long time. You guys thinking that Halle was in LA? No, Halle's been in New York with Halo. So DDG now is like he finally gets to see Halo, I guess, while he's on this run out there, because he's doing a press run. He's doing everything how they normally do. A lot of people don't know that New York is where the money is. You know what I'm saying? Like the promo, the labels, everything is in New York. A lot of people think it's like Atlanta or out here. No, we got Capitol Records. You know what I'm saying? And the artists live out here, but New York is when it's time to do promo runs and go get your money, you go to New York. New York is the financial capital of the world. For all the guys that didn't know, New York. You need to go to New York and get that money. So that's pretty much all I really got. Aaliyah and Dub still together. Oh, and also I wanted to touch on this situation because my last video was the video that dropped before Baby Rich, and we see that Baby Rich and Dub were cool again. So my video dropped, and then I think the next day they were back cool. They were seeing, dapping it up, and now Baby Rich and Dub is. And I told you, I said that Dub and Baby Rich have to be cool. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, because Baby Rich is signed to DDG, so he's always around DDG. He's at video shoots. He's at the club with DDG. He's DDG's right-hand man, other than Johnny the cameraman. So he's got to be there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts of whether they was going to be that cool, because, see, Damo was in a situation where, he used to be Dub's cameraman, so he doesn't really play a vital role, around Dub. He was just a homie. You know what I'm saying? They go work out in the gym and stuff like that. So it's a little different for Baby Rich. That's why I say Baby Rich and Dub for sure was going to get back cool, without a doubt. I say it didn't make any sense. I mean, that's one call DDG like, hey, man, y'all squash that. Y'all, whatever's going on, it's done. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like, how am I going to be around my artist and then invite my brother, which is Dub, to the club or the video shoots with me and take you on the road with me when I got my artist and y'all beefing? Doesn't make sense. It's bad for business. You know what I'm saying? So now that was nipped in the bud easily. Matter of fact, it was done so fast, DDG didn't even address it publicly. He was like, nah, that ain't nothing but a phone call. And I kept telling y'all, I said, all it is they just need to sit down and talk. It's just a conversation. Ain't nothing really happened that was like, nobody got hurt. No, it was like that. It wasn't that type of drama. You know what I'm saying? All they needed was a phone call, and it was back to normal. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. They can't say, hey man, I'm not beefing y'all think I'm beefing my dog? Yeah. They had a conversation and they back smooth. Yeah, that's different. That's like a different level of friendship that they gotta be. That's business and a friendship. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, like I said, Baby Rich was always there for Dub. When Dub hit that, like, hey man, I got a problem. I got some beef, man. Some boy. Baby Rich pulls up. Baby Rich wasn't worrying about no camera. Baby Rich wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't looking for he wasn't out there hanging with no girls when they met up with Neon, that little situation. And like I said, the other dude that had beef with DDG, like it wasn't about no cameras and trying to get clips and stuff. No. They was there handling the situation. So I was like, for Doug to be beefing with him is like crazy. It's like beefing with your security or something like that. Like that's like just somebody here on your side to help. I mean, the way we look at, like I say, Dub, Wizard Kelly, DDG, the same people that be around pretty much the whole time. You know what I'm saying? That's them. That's their crew. So for you to be dismantling your own crew for no reason or for something petty is stupid. So they definitely had to patch that up ASAP, and they did. But anyway, guys, I am going to end the video there. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. And for all my OGs, same thing. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, folks, as always, holla back at your boy. Peace.
Every second, every minute, man, I swear.